What is going on, guys? Welcome back to a new YouTube video, and today we had the last heavy bench session of this block. So this was the first of 3 blocks leading up to my next competition, exactly in 11 weeks, maybe 10 by now. I felt fine, my shoulder was okay during that training. I have been having a nagging shoulder pain on my left shoulder, but despite all that, the top set of 5 reps was moving very well, and it was a 5 kg PR for me. One thing I noted down that was not so well executed or not so good was that it was a very hot day and I was sweating profusely. So the bar, even though it is a powerlifting bar with slightly better knurling, was slipping on my 4th and 5th rep in my hands, and this made them unnecessarily hard. Otherwise, the execution was the cleanest of all sets I've done previously leading up to this block or leading up to this training session, and especially my bridge was extremely tight, was very high, and I was able to stay very composed with my elbows, and you can really see that my elbows didn't flare at all. I was able to tuck them nicely and keep them clean and in position throughout the entire lift. Then we also had the fatigue single, which was 170 kilos or 375 pounds. And this is also weight that was very much a shot in the dark, because I've never done these kind of singles after a heavy set of 5. So I was not knowing what to expect, but obviously it moved extremely well too. And it was still, like, keep in mind, it was 90% of my target bench of 190 kg. So it was a solid pause, and it was a little bit less tight, but still very powerful for it to be, well, a fatigue single after an exhausting top set of 5. And then we moved on to the back offs, which was once again for 4x5 with 145 kilos, which, mind you, 145 kg was my top set in the first week of this prep. So from being a top set, we made this weight a back off set with an incredible 4x5, which accumulates a lot of volume. So in the first week we had 2,700 kilos in total for back off volume. Now we had 2,900, which is very much a drastic, I would say, increase of almost 10%, I believe somewhere in the range of 7% within one training block is quite a bit, so I was very happy with that too. Then we're moving on to my favorite chest accessory, which is the incline hammer strength plate loadable chest press. I make it not so inclined though, by sitting way to the front of the seat and thereby changing the angle in which the eccentric motion will come towards your chest, and also the concentric will not be angled as much of an incline, but rather a straight chest press. This gives me the opportunity though to really control the negatives and squeeze my chest as hard as it possible can on the positives. And as you can see, I'm really trying to hit the entire chest muscle by also spending as much time as possible in the bottom third of the movement, meaning I'm really trying to control the negatives the most when I'm in this bottom third, and trying to spend as much time possible in this stretch and have it hit the chest in a way that I'm not able to do on bench or any other exercise, in my opinion. Really great movement, and particularly this set was my drop set. So I'm doing 2 normal sets of 12, and then for the last set I'm doing a drop set where I'm dropping the weight 2 times. And as you know, after the drop set we also squeeze the muscle hard, trying to hit a squeeze here of 5 to 10 seconds, really trying to push and squeeze my chest as much as possible to generate some extra fatigue, some extra damage, even post execution of the set. And it was so much that I actually had to stretch out after the exercise to not cramp up too much. The last exercise that we did were some wide rows with a neutral grip, very much a narrow shoulder width, maybe slightly wider than shoulder width grip. And here trying to really retract my scapula, getting in the nice squeeze, getting in also the stretch as much forward as possible, and accumulate the fatigue on the back. And it's a really nice alternation between chest exercises and back exercises, especially something that I feel very much creating a nice and decent contrast to how I've been training before. Having just these upper and lower body days really helped me compared to the only full body days on basically every training day to recover. And then we also trained some arms and got a juicy pump there. So all in all, it was a very successful session, and I'm very grateful for you guys watching. Wish you guys all the love, all the power. Have a good one.